Hello and welcome again. I'm Kokwana Elta. I hope everyone is fine and safe at home by God's grace, of course. Most of us left our families back home and migrated to cities or even abroad for greener pastures or to work for their families. Some of us left with our children, our families, others just by themselves. We all know that one day this thief will come. This thief called death will catch up with us one day, but we don't know when, where, and how. Should this happen, who will be there for you? Who is responsible for you? Who will be taking care of your body? Who will manage you? So today we have got some diasporans that are so concerned about this issue, and we've invited representatives from different organizations that are dealing with that specific services. Maybe they will tell us whose responsibility is it. So welcome Sarah Mloyi from UK Diaspora.
We've all been there, that we've come here, we thought we are coming here to work, save money and go home and do whatever. But then death and life are twins. Where life is, death is always there, and we tend to forget. So we became a bit concerned that we need to make an awareness of the services that are available here as well as back home, and then get those people who are catering for those services to tell people more about what they do and how they can help. So we encourage everybody, all of our people, to do something. There may be more people out there that are doing similar services, but we don't know about them. People need to have a choice, a wider choice of services.
Thank you, Sarah. Jeff will just quickly introduce himself and then tell us his story.
Firstly, thank you so much for inviting us to do the presentation. I'm pretty much very much involved in the diaspora initiatives. As diaspora insurance, we work very closely with the Iceveletu, which is one of our insurance partners in the UK. We do local insurance products like life cover, critical illness and stuff, but our main focus in line with the theme of the conversation today is the funeral plan, which I will focus on. So the name of our company is Diaspora Insurance, and our motto is peace of mind guaranteed. And we've got we are headquartered in Birmingham here in UK. We also have a big call center in Randburg, South Africa, where we have the operation, the call center there covering South Africa, the locals, South African, and the people in the diaspora in South Africa, and also Africa-wide. And on our motto, we say, protect yourself, protect your loved ones, protect your family, you protect your dignity. We offer a product called Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. And it's a product which comes as a guaranteed acceptance policy. It's got no medicals, and it's a worldwide cover. When you are looking to buy a financial product or a long-term insurance product, you should always consider issues of regulation. Don't buy a product from a provider who is not regulated. Providers like us and Iceveletu, we are regulated in the UK. We are also regulated in South Africa, which means our operations are above board, and we protect our consumers. Our clients in the UK are protected under the FCA, which is the main reason for the FCA or any regulator for that matter is that they've got capacity in terms of resources. They've got capacity in terms of expertise, and they are able to do the due diligence and the fit and proper assessments to make sure that the provider is capable of delivering the product that they are offering the market. Through that same process, there is also what is called treating customers fairly, where you make sure that the provider is able to provide the cover at sales level at customer care level, at claims level, and at any level, whenever the client needs support, the provider should be able to have that capacity. So to get regulation, those things would matter a lot. The second thing that you need to focus on when you are considering to buy, especially a long-term, there's no long-term policy you can have than a funeral policy. Because a funeral policy is sometimes referred to as a final expenses policy. Final expenses policy. You are basically saying, when the time comes, I don't want to the community to be begging for me or my families to be caught in a situation of grieving and begging like paupers for your funeral. It's not something that is encouraged. So key point number 2, there is suitability of cover. Suitability of cover basically refers to the fact that your cover, whatever cover you take, should speak to the reality, to your reality and your needs. Your reality and your needs as diasporans is that you are people who live offshore, and you are people who belong to more than one society. You are people who are transnational. So you live abroad, and because of our reality of family structures in Africa, you may find yourself having to be repatriated to be buried back home. God forbid something was to happen to you in the short term or long term. Key point number 3, affordability. When you are taking a policy, always also consider issue of affordability. Where does it sit in your disposable income? How much can you afford comfortably? You don't want to take a policy that you pay today, tomorrow you cancel, to next month you pay, the following month you pay and record the direct debit. You want to be able to say, okay, this is what I can afford, and therefore you consider issue of affordability. Lastly, it's the key of treating customers fairly. Does the provider you are looking to buy from have the capacity to support you when you need the services? It may be during your life as a customer or at the point of claim. Do they have the capacity to do that? Right. Then talking about the cover itself, the Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. The main reason we do Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan as a cash cover is simple. Very, very simple. Cash knows no border. Cash knows no border. Therefore, automatically your policy becomes a worldwide cover. Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are using the same policy. So that cover can be used for repatriation, can be used for cremation. You can use it for reverse repatriation. So the idea of a cash cover is that whether it's missing person presumed dead, you still get money paid. For people who are in South Africa, you can cover up to 100,000 rands. People who are in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, USA, the South Africans all over the world, you can cover up to 20,000, either 20,000 US dollars or 20,000 pounds. That's the maximum cover we give. So if someone is in the UK and they've got a family back in South Africa, they can also take cover for them, yes, themselves here. They can also take cover for the family in South Africa. So there are a lot of options. When some people got quite a number of clients who are covered under a travel letter, and they also have diaspora cover, because Diaspora travel letter will provide the services and make sure that you are taken home if you want to be taken home, everything. But there will always be need for additional cash to cover other things. That's why even if someone has got a cover like a travel letter, you always have a good combination to have an additional cash cover. But if someone has got a cash cover with us and they choose also to have cover with the travel, no problem. We don't say don't do that. You can do that as a part of your comprehensive cover. Then with our policy, it comes, like I said, it comes with guaranteed acceptance, no medicals. And when it comes to claim, the payouts are paid out immediately. Within 24 hours, the monies are paid out. And that is on receipt of the proof of death. Once you provide proof of death, our target is that within 24 hours, we settle the money. And it's possible because it comes as a guaranteed acceptance with no medicals. No medicals on application, no medicals on claim. Therefore, in the event of a claim, we don't waste time writing your GP, writing the hospital, asking for things that are irrelevant. We just want the proof of death, then we pay the money. So with a proper funeral policy, you are removing the risk of the burial society collapsing and collapsing with everyone's policy to a situation where everyone is insured under an insurance company. I talk to a lot of adults who don't have life cover, and I've always said that's very, very irresponsible. So anyone interested in life cover, we can also provide the UK life cover as well. On YouTube, if you search Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan, you'll find a lot of cases of people who have benefited from this policy. Our website is diasporainsurance.com. This is like 10 years now of operations. We've been operating for 10 years and regulated and supported by in the UK, South Africa as well. Feel free to ask any question. I need to open discussion. There's no wrong question.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jabu Butelezi. I'm from Iceboletu. Iceboletu Funerals is a South African-based company founded in 2009 in KZN and in Johannesburg. We later established in the UK in 2015 to accommodate the SADC nationals residing in the UK. Iceboletu is fully registered with FSP, and it is underwritten by God Risk, Old Mutual, and African Unity. We offer dignified and affordable funeral services to the SADC nationals living in the UK who wishes to be laid to rest in the country of their own origin or here in the UK. As you know, that death strikes when nobody is ready for it. And we should be prepared. You have to be responsible for yourself. Hence, Iceboletu is there to offer that services.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Jabu, for introducing our company, Iceboletu. So yes, I would say that, you know, when you have a Iceboletu policy, you can have a diaspora and vice versa. You know, since being here for 7 years now, so we do have experience of repatriation. Yeah, we also bury in the UK. So we also bury here, you know, the partners or the families of our SADC. You know, we cover the whole of South Africa, including 16 SADC countries. That is, you know, Botswana, Swaziland, Lesotho, Zambia, you know, Namibia. There's a long list of countries that we cover. But then just going to the point, what is it then that we offer? So Iceboletu, when we join, number one, in terms of the terms of condition, there's a waiting period of 3 months, or accidental, deaths are covered immediately. Meaning, which if you join now and there was an accidental death, God forbid, that is covered immediately. But we do not ask, there's no medical questions. We make it simple. We don't ask, you know, we're not interested what sickness you have. Even after a claim process as well, which need the details, a death certificate and all the BAI forms, or you know what I mean. So it's very simple process. So we have three plans, three different plans. I'll introduce the plans for South Africans who live in the UK and also for the other countries that are not South Africa, because it's slightly different with us. And just before I go, and we do not offer cash. That is important for us to note here. We don't give cash payout, but we do the service which I'm about to explain, which actually, if you were to convert it in cash, you know, you find out that you're saving about 7,000, and in some instances it can be 10,000. So it's easy because you have a cover. You just call us when in the event of death, and we just take care. If you don't have, even myself, it happened, if you don't have up-to-date premiums or you don't qualify, this is a policy. So we're not going to do the service, but instead we can say, yes, you can do it, but you have now to do what? To pay cash. So just give us a call and we get on with it. That's one. Number two, we do the main thing. We repatriate the body, and we do, like I always say, it's like a DHL service, where we just take the body straight home to their country of birth. If it's in Zimbabwe or it's in Swaziland, we don't leave anyone in the border. No. What we do is that Iceboletu will be ready at the airport to receive. And then from there to receive the body, the family will do the viewings. After that will be arranged. They go to our lovely offices there and we take care of the families. After all that has been done, we do the burial. We do a dignified funeral. We have plans for South Africans that live in the UK with their partners, a Ruby plan, Emerald, and Diamond plan. It might be too much information for you. That's why we do follow up with one-to-one. But what are these policies? It starts from a minimum of £10 per person. That is the Ruby plan, £10, £15, the next one, Emerald, or the £25 per person. And all of them, they include repatriation, whether you want to be repatriated or not, but it includes. So all these policies, they cover repatriation, they cover burial, they do, it might sound like a contradiction, they do the same thing. The main differences are, the caskets. The caskets are different. So obviously, our basic plan will be the £10. There's nothing wrong with the £10. Remember, this is a lifetime commitment, and we can take only what you can afford. And at Diaspora funerals, we do have a choice of upgrading. Let's say later on you realize that, okay, no, I don't want the basic one, I want to upgrade, I want the best of the best. Yes, you can upgrade. And therefore, when you upgrade, you'll have to wait for the waiting period, on the upgrade. But actually, you still qualify to be buried. The number of cars on the day of the funeral. In the £10 one, we've got one car, which is a hearse. The Emerald, we have 2 cars, and the other one, we have 3 cars. Sometimes you can turn up with more cars, but I'm saying this is what you are contracted to. That is the contract with you. So those are the major differences for me. And then the last difference would be, not last, actually second last. The last one will be in the basic one, there's no sound system, whereas there is a sound system on the other. And just a minor but yet important difference will be the quality, the quantity of programs, like 100 programs, 150 and 200. There's photos. There is, at the graveyard, we do a lovely setup there. And now for South Africans only, and not the other 15 countries that we cover, we do provide catering and tombstone. So catering and tombstone, actually catering has been the most popular one. We cater for up to 300 guests. We bring everything, bring the waiters, we bring the equipment, bring everything. So to be honest with you, you know what? You just fold your arms. You do not do anything. There is no need to add anything because there's no reason anyway. They will clean up the premises and everything. So that's catering covered. If you want more, of course, you can, negotiate, and that can be negotiated. You're already a member. And lastly, for the South African packages, it is the tombstone. So that concludes my presentation on the South African packages. I'll be very brief with SADC because they're almost similar. But what I'll do is that when I say SADC, South Africa is SADC as well. But I'm talking about Zimbabwe. I'm talking about Botswana, Swaziland, Namibia, all the 16 countries, the other 15 countries that we do. The difference is they come in silver. So in case you see our website, which is www.group.co.za, and we'll share details as well. As I say, they come in silver, gold, and platinum. We do not have catering, we do not have tombstone as yet on those other countries. Now, what are the differences? They all do almost similar thing in terms of programs. The caskets is the same. The difference is the caskets. The other difference is the cars, like I've explained. And now with this one, now with SADC, we also do a bus service, like one bus 65-seater, and then we have one bus again on the £15 one, because the money amount is the same. £10, £15, £25. So our premiums are the same, but different, different plans, and the names are different. So that's what sometimes confuses people. So, but yeah. So, and the other difference, so I said, is the caskets again. Another difference is the bus, the number of buses. There's actually 2 buses on the last one, the top one, which is £25. We also cover, in the graveyard and everything, very lovely setup again. And we work in partnership. We partner with the local. Sometimes if we're not there, where we don't have offices, we give a grocery voucher. And this grocery voucher, it comes in the form of money, by the way. So we will give on the silver one, which is the £10 one, we give £250, right? And then on the gold one, the £15 one, we'll give £350. That is the money for you, or to add wherever you want to add, And then with the £25 one, we'll give £500. That is grocery voucher, which we do in the form of cash. So everything else is the same, except that we do not do, yes, because we compensate, I think for is it something that we don't do? So we'll give cash, but which we don't give to South Africans. Yeah. Okay, I think that is it in terms of the packages. Thank you so much.
If ever you want to cover not particularly me or including myself, is it allowed?
Yes, it is. It is, ma. You can also cover extended family back home. That's the joy of this policy. You can be in control and pay here in pounds as well. Yes, we can. And there is no age restriction.
How many?
How many?
Okay.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
In terms of the number, it depends. We'll calculate, we'll give you a quotation. But when it comes to the children,
Okay.
with £5, you can cover up to 10 children.
If someone is alone here and doesn't have a relative, are you able to trace their relatives at home and bring them to identify the body or help with everything?
No, we are not. But when you fill the form, there's a place where it says next of kin.
You can always change the next of kin, and you can write 1 or 2 here or wherever. It does not pay for families or relatives to come and identify. But what is it then that we do? What we do is that here in the UK, we can arrange the next of kins or whoever is identified by the family at the time to go and view the body here and back home. But as to flying, no, definitely we're not.
It does answer me, but I'm not happy. I would love a package that might maybe cover that, because sometimes we find cases where people are alone or maybe they've got just minors. So if packages maybe can cover that, maybe we can have something like that.
That's the essence of combining the covers, because the covers are not exclusive. To say you take goods and services policies like then you cannot take a cash cover. You can, if you feel that you will have a situation like that, or there will always be need for much more cash than the service that can be provided, you can always combine the covers. And instead of taking, say, a 20,000 cover on the Diaspora funeral cash plan, you can then take a lower cover and say, I already have another cover with the equivalent, which you then can combine. The essence of a cash cover is always to create flexibility.
Yeah, thank you to all the speakers. I just want to know, when it comes to repatriation, how long does it take you to repatriate to South Africa? And what problems do you encounter?
It's approximately 2 weeks.
Once the body is with us. It might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, it might be more. But we aim for 2 weeks. When the police are involved, it takes a long time. It can take a long time.
On repatriation, it also takes a long time if the person is a cash member. If you are our member, it works out better than a person who is not our member, who just pays cash for repatriation.
On our side, like what preparedness, or what problems do you encounter in terms of maybe documentation and everything, or don't you encounter such problems? What would you say to the families when you have given them policies in terms of documentation, to make sure that there are no hindrances when it comes to repatriation?
Or there's a form that the family or the next of kin has to sign. At times the families, they receive the form and then to bring it back to us, they delay.
Yeah, the major hindrance has been the passport. The passport is needed. when the body is going to be repatriated, even though, you know, we can cover with a national, your ID number for your home country. We do also need, obviously, the passport number and the copy. So that's the major one, passport copy, that sort of like delays things.
We don't care whether the passport has expired or whatever, as long as you've got a South African passport or the passport, whatever passport that you have, that identifies you. We don't care whether you've got whatever papers or whatever passport, red passport or green passport, as long as you've got a passport with your name.
If maybe someone has appointed somebody as a point of contact when they are gone, and then this person is in another country, not in the UK, and then you find that you can't get hold of that person, what measures have you had issues like that, where someone has been appointed as a next of kin, they are not in the UK, or they are in the UK, but you can't get hold of them? So in that case, then what do you do?
We go to the High Commissioner. That is why it's very important for us all to register ourselves to the High Commissioner. The High Commissioners should know your whereabouts.
If it happens also,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There is a family. So whenever, you know, somebody's died, there will be a lot of people coming up. So the family can, you know, as long as they get that in writing, to appoint a person. That is very common in terms of appointing, you know, a person who's going to be responsible. But as long as we have it down to get it in writing, so the family can nominate at the time. That's the word. They can nominate a person, a suitable person, but to cover ourselves, we have to cover our backs. We have to get that on writing.
And when we send you the email, just share it with 2 people at least. You know? Don't give it to one person, because there is a acknowledged letter that we send to you. And once you make your first payment, we send you a welcoming pack. So just share it with 2 people, so that if we can't find this other person, at least there is another person that knows that, oh, she once sent me this. With Icebo, so it becomes easier for both parties.
If I have 2 next of kin, if I've given you 2 next of kin, one in the UK and one in South Africa, say one in the UK is a friend, more than, it's not a family member, but I have my one from South Africa who's a family member. So in your communication, do you go just by communicating with one person, or can you intercommunicate with both of them? Or would it cause a confusion? Or do they have to come to an agreement when they communicate with you?
No, there's no confusion whatsoever, because should anything happen to you, the next of kin who is here, who is your friend, communicates with your sister in Botswana or in South Africa. So when we send the paperwork, we need a biological next of kin when we are going to repatriate you.
Where do I get the details of the cash plan, or even the different plans?
You can go on diasporainsurance.com and register for the cover.
I was on the way.
On the chat, I've also put a link and also our WhatsApp number that you can WhatsApp the office, and then one of the advisors will come through to you. But if you are okay to write now, the WhatsApp number is 0770.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
3838 304.
Is it possible to join for the family on top of that one that I took from my parents in South Africa, and then take the cash plan as well for the family?
Yes, it is possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Even on our end, it's also possible. The policies are not like exclusive. They are complementary policies where if you've got another policy, you can always top up with the cash cover. We view our product as a community product because it's essentially a solution for the wellness and goodness of the community. So it's a common solution for the common good of everyone. So in terms of the cover itself, you can find a lot more details on diasporainsurance.com. Thank you so much for inviting us, and we'll be happy to come and present again if called.
Thank you very much once more, Elta and Sarah, for inviting us. And what is important is that please let's protect ourselves, let us protect our families, and let us protect our dignity. Prepare yourselves whilst you're still alive.
Yes, I love question and answer. I just love it because people get to answer questions and we're still available, really. Just contact us, to find out more. And as I've always say, can only be a convenient policy where we take the stress away from you. Don't have to be running around and doing everything. As soon as death strikes, we are there from point A to Z. That is from Europe, from UK to Africa. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Sarah?
Yeah, I just wanted to say there's a third service that I think the person is based in Birmingham. It's also cash. I put it on the chat. The contact person is Miriam Mohua, and there's a phone number there. If people can copy from the chat, and then you can see in a nutshell what they do. But what I know is that they give cash as well. Otherwise, yeah, from us, it's I think we will have to do it again because we just have to hammer it into people's heads. And because people can't be pleading for GoFundMe on Diaspora WhatsApp group. So we need to hammer this more and more and more. So we will invite you again.
It's okay. I just want to say a big thank you as well for all who managed to attend. And then just to say, when something like this happened, these are not the only organization. Let's contact each other and find out where can we get help. Bye.